Good morning. It's Saturday morning and out here on the Windy Gap Trail heading to Little Jimmy for the night. With me right there, Dave from Off Grid. Check out his channel and look at this view we got coming up. Beautiful view. It's been about 4 years since I've been on this trail. Crystal Lake area is right down there and that campground is completely full. I can't get to see the lake yet. We'll see that in a minute when we get to Windy Gap. But just came the view over there is Mount Wilson, and then right behind Dave there is Mount Islip's over there. I want to say it's that one right there, but I'm not positive. Could be that one.
What time?
But we're heading up. It's a hot one already. I think when we parked at 7 a.m. it was in the 70s already. I think the high today is supposed to be 85 with some thunderstorms, which you can see building up right over there. Here we go. Let's get to Little Jimmy Camp. Look how steep it is going up here to Windy Gap. It is a steep one, but we're almost there to Windy Gap, and it's holding up to its name as we've now hit wind. Imagine that. Wind at Windy Gap. Let me flip this camera around. And let's see. Trail right here. Dave here in front. And it's solid. Wind's blowing the trees around.
Yeah.
Might hear it on the mic. Got some good views down below. Finally see Crystal Lake. Can't see Catalina today because of the fog down there, the marine layer. But here we go. Let's get up to Windy Gap. Beep beep. The final push. Right, those legs are burning. Probably has something to do with hiking 5 miles yesterday too. Here we are, Windy Gap. Made up here about 2 hours and 20 minutes. Been here many times before. Always love the view up here. 2.5 miles down. If I want to go to Vincent Gap, 9.4 miles that way. Just a half mile down into camp. And right now we're on that PCT. Want to go to Mexico, I go that way. Canada that way. So Little Jimmy is flowing really well. And this is a spring right here. Just needs a little bit of maintenance around it to clean off these bushes. But the bucket's no longer there. It used to be a bucket here it flowed into, and then flowed down, and now it's a bucket. Right now, that's a great water source, really cold, and Dave's first time here. What do you think?
Excellent. Top quality H2O.
Heck yeah. Well, as we're setting up camp here, just finished setting up the Lunar Solo. Dave's got his Gossamer gear, the one, and it's actually starting to rain. I should say sprinkle more than rain because it just drops right now, but it's refreshing. But if you look up, there's no clouds in the sky. However, we're getting raindrops. It's pretty cool. Well, camp is all set up here at Little Jimmy. Having some lunch. I made myself a tuna fish sandwich. Love tuna fish. Great for the trail. What'd you make?
I had turkey and cheese with some pork rinds here.
Yeah, those pork rinds are great.
Yeah, nice sog on that tuna.
Yeah.
That's really good though. I used to love that. It's cool.
And then just show you what else I got that's a little bit fresher than dehydrated nails. We've got these little treats here. They're like salami and prosciutto with cheese. I brought up some Grillo's pickles. And then this here is just some of that pre-cooked bacon. And I'm using that to go with my All-American Works burger tonight for dinner. Well, we've left camp. Gonna head up to Mount Islip, taking the route from the back of the camp up and then do a loop back by the spring. That way, top off on water one last time. Here we go, hiking up to Islip. As we're heading up to Mount Islip, you can hear the wind on this ridge. Where we're at right now, no wind. But up here, it is blowing strong. It's probably like a 25-mile-an-hour gust that we saw in the weather report. So we've got the cabin here, which used to house the people that ran the fire lookout. I believe they had supplies in here and also just stayed in there during bad weather. But right up there where those guys are is the top. And once we get up here, I'll show you the views. So here we are at Mount Islip, 8,250 feet. Take the views in. Give you a little 360. You can see Catalina way out there, Palos Verdes. Then over here you really see the damage from the Bobcat fire at Mount Williamson. David and I have been up there and then went over there to a plane wreck. And now in the desert you got some big storms going. I think last time I was here we could actually see Telescope Peak in Death Valley. So we're back at camp, pulled out the camp chairs. We got Dave and his, enjoying his. I'm sitting down mine, went to adjust it a little and heard a little snap, crackle, pop. I just replaced the seat on it, so yeah.
At least it's an overnighter.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna go see how I can fix that now. Dinner time at Little Jimmy Camp, and you're making a chili mac beef. I'm doing the All-American Works burger. I'm gonna top it off with something. Some Elijah Craig toasted barrel whiskey.
Uh-oh.
Good stuff, really good.
You have to drag you out of here.
We got the All-American Works burger done here. I added a little bit extra to it, some bacon. Let's try it with the bacon. Good stuff. Well, we got the fire going now. It's been a great day out here and just enjoying our time here. It's a good time. I know you don't got a drink in your hand, but cheers.
Yes. had my drink somewhere.
With my Elijah Craig whiskey.
Anytime, bud.
Good times. I thought I'd just show you camp and some changes from since I was here last. I know it's been, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, but let me show you. This is the biggest change right here. This tree branch broke, and last time I camped here, Matt and I had tents right in here. So this would have came down right on us. You got the stoves, the 3 stoves, they're still pretty good shape. And we've got our tents back there. We got the Gossamer gear, the one, Lunar Solo. And the benches are still here. So you got a bench here, bench there, bench here. And this one here is more of a standing bench. And then you can see Dave there next to the fire. And you got that bear box right behind. And if I come this way, you got some really good views out to the desert out that way. That's why I really like this campsite here, is just as it gets a little bit darker, everything lights up over there and you get some good views. And what's nice, it's the last campsite in Little Jimmy before you head up to Mount Islip, and you don't usually hear all the people that are down there. Tonight there's not many people here. There's only 2 other groups, and they're both solo hikers. One's got a hammock, another one's got a X-Mid tent, and they're in the lower camp. But here, I'm enjoying this one. I really like this campsite here. It's a beautiful site. You got some birds chirping all day long. The fire is helping with the smoke, getting rid of the bugs. And then one other thing, down in the main part of camp, they redid the bathroom. And now, it's gonna sound weird, they've got a weird setup in the bathroom, and the crapper has a conveyor belt on it. So you poop on the conveyor belt, and then there's a pump like thing that you hit with your foot 5 times for it to cycle through and then go down into the drain. But yeah, it's got a conveyor belt, 5-time pump. Really weird. Well, it's 8:15. We're enjoying a nice campfire behind me. You can probably see it going right there. And looking out this way, we just had a great sunset. So not showing up much now, but Mount Williamson's right there, and then the ridge out here was really lit up well, and then the clouds were just had a nice purple pink tint to them. Really nice. We'll probably be calling it the night before too long. Both of us just did not get good sleep last night. I probably got close to 4 hours, if that. And I just would prefer to get some nice sleep, then wake up in the morning, enjoy a nice breakfast, and then head on back down towards Crystal Lake and maybe get some barbecue tomorrow, in and out, something down the hill. Well, it's 9:40, we're in bed. It's about 65 degrees out right now, so it's a warm night. The wind died down too, which I was enjoying that little bit of wind, but that died down. So with that, we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It is Sunday morning, a little bit after 6:15. I got down to 60 degrees last night on the Govee, and now we just woke up. Didn't sleep too well. Brought a pad I'm not really used to using. I used to use it a lot. I just think it was a very comfortable pad. Warm pad. It's still a warm pad, very warm. But it's a big Agnes axle insulated pad, and it's not a wide. It's just a regular, and you just sleep well on it. But brought it out for this trip, and nope. Going back to the X-Lite for trips like this. Here we go. We're gonna make some breakfast. Dave's got his stuff going there. He's making a next mile meal. What do you got there? Okay, the sausage scramble. I'm making. There you go. There's Dave.
Classic.
I was like pointed down there.
Morning.
Yeah, and making the sausage scramble, and let's pull it out for you. Oh, let's see, where'd it go? Whew. Got that right there. The Mountain House scrambled eggs with uncured bacon. It's a good one, but it needs usually something to add to it. It needs a little bit more flavor. Usually you add some salt and pepper. I'm going to do a little bit of that, but I'm adding this to it. I'm going to try it out here with the eggs. I've had it before with other meals. It is great. It's made by Salsa Queen. It's dehydrated salsa. This one is a zesty cantina. Really good. And who doesn't like salsa with their eggs? So I'm going to make that. Boil some water up. Make some coffee too. I've got a mushroom coffee with some keto creamer and some stevia that I've already put into like a little pack. So I'll have the coffee, I'll enjoy camp, and then head on down. As we're cooking up our breakfast here, I was telling Dave that, oh, yeah, it looks like we've got some rain clouds overhead. He's like, oh, well, did you hear the thunder overnight? I was like, no. And then just right now, I'm watching some clouds go across, and they're menacing looking. And then you hear the thunder just real faint, just a low, faint rumble. Only for a few seconds, so you know it's not an airplane. And it's going across, and I can see like a big cloud across the way over by Mount Williamson. It's starting to grow pretty good, and it's gray. It's just probably raining on that side of the mountains right now. So now it's time. The food here is cooking up. It's time to make my coffee. Get some coffee going, and then enjoy our breakfast. So camp is all packed up. Had a great time with Dave over the weekend here, and now we're gonna head back on the down the trail to Crystal Lake, where our cars are parked, and then make one last stop at Jimmy Springs for a little bit more water, and then head on out. So back to Windy Gap. According to the sign, 2.5 miles back to the campground. And beautiful day out there. Pretty thick marine layer though, so cannot see the ocean today, but beautiful day nonetheless. It's been a great time up here at Little Jimmy, hanging out with Dave. It's a great weekend.
See you, bud.
And Matt, we missed you out on this one. Hopefully you can make the next one. Look behind me, beautiful views. So until the next one, thanks for having me.